Today, I'm sharing 6 tips for practicing active listening and building quality relationships. Did you know that truly being listened to and heard is a rare luxury? Most of the time when people seem to be listening, they are actually just waiting for their turn to speak. Each tip I will share is designed to help create meaningful, high-quality relationships. Let's get started. Because we thought we had to persuade, we forgot to listen. In a conversation, we often spend more time talking, judging, or trying to interpret what the other person is saying. To be a good listener, you need to show that you're paying attention and that you care. In other words, you want to make it clear whether you understand what the other person is telling you or not. That's what active listening is all about. So, what's active listening? First is paying attention, really listening to what's being said. Second, it's taking part. It's a two-way conversation when you ask questions. It's also being real, authentic. Your questions show you truly care and you really want to understand. And finally, active listening means you're not just hearing words, you're working to understand the other person. Active listening needs us to be available fully inside ourselves. How can I know if I am available? By developing 3 special skills. These skills help me stay available. Then I can practice active listening. The first skill is kindness. Kindness means having a positive feeling toward the other person. It means being open to the other person. The second skill is authenticity. Here, authenticity means being aware of myself. I notice how I feel when someone speaks to me. I am aware of how the conversation affects me. And the third skill is empathy. Empathy is the ability to feel and understand what the other person thinks and feels from inside. So, tip number 1. The first thing to practice active listening and to build good relationship is to be attentive to answers. Fully attentive means fully present. Being attentive means listening until the other person finishes. It also means asking a question that helps the conversation. If I prepare a question in my head before the person finishes speaking, I will disturb the conversation. If I think of a question while they are still talking, they will probably feel that I'm not really listening. This breaks trust. So you may have noticed it's easy to stay attentive when you watch a TV show. That's probably because you are interested in the show. Now imagine a conversation where you are interested in the other person. Your attention will follow your interest. Tip number 2, listen to the words and the tone. When we practice active listening, it's also important to listen to the words and the tone. The tone of voice gives clues about emotions. A flat tone may show disinterest. An excited tone may show new ideas or creativity. The choice of words also matters. Some people use negative words and some use very visual words. Here's a funny story about one of my clients. She had a young son, and one day he was busy drawing while she was cooking and explaining how to cut vegetables. And she noticed he wasn't even looking at her, so she said, "Hey, look at me." And without missing a beat, he replied, "Mom, I am listening." So they are in the same conversation, but they don't use the same kind of words. The child uses auditory words, "I am listening," and the mom uses visual words, "Look at me." Tip number 3, observe body language. Tone and words give clues, but body language does too. In coaching, we call this calibration. Human behavior is consistent. So, for example, when someone is happy and excited, they usually don't walk with their back curved and head down. Instead, they look bright, they smile, and they move with energy. By calibrating, we notice how the person feels, and we also see how our words affect them. When I observe body language, I can synchronize with the other person. It doesn't mean copying them. It means adjusting my posture naturally to match theirs. This creates a sense of trust. So, example, if the person leans forward, I may lean forward a little too. Tip number 4, reflect back accurately. Reflecting back means rephrasing what the other person said. It's important to pause sometimes and check that we understand. So first way, mirror. Repeat the exact words the person used. Easy method is to take their last word and add a small pause. For example, I'm really frustrated with how long this project is taking. You can just repeat frustrated and add a small pause. The second way is to paraphrase. Say the same thing using slightly different words, but don't change the meaning. I am really frustrated with how long this project is taking, and you can paraphrase. It sounds like the slow progress is really bothering you. And the third way is to summarize. So it's the meaning is say what they said, but shorter. So you can summarize, oh, you're frustrated about the delays. So reflecting back is essential. It builds trust, and it shows you listened, and it shows you understood. So you can start with, if I understand well, if I got it right, in other words. So you can also say what you understood and ask for clarification. Tip number 5, be aware of yourself. In any conversation, things inside us can be triggered. Memories, beliefs, criticism, judgments. It's natural. This will always happen. The key is to notice it. Be aware if you have critical reactions. Be aware if you have judgments. Be aware of emotional reactions. Keep an open mind. Pause your judgment. And be aware of your role. If you speak to an employee, remember they may see the conversation through the lens of boss and employee. Tip number 6, encourage the other person to speak. Active listening is participative. It means encouraging the other person to speak. Ask open-ended questions. These questions help the person explain their ideas. So avoid closed questions like, did you, have you, did you think? Use open questions starting with who, what, when, where, how. So you can also use, how will you do that? How will you get there? Now, be careful to this trap. Pitfall number 1, believing that just being physically present is enough. It's not. If I only stay there without true attention, the other person may feel ignored or misunderstood. So my tip is to practice mindfulness techniques. Stay in the present moment. You build stronger trust and you show the other person they matter. Trap number 2, reacting too quickly. or interrupting with judgments. When I cut someone off, they may feel discouraged and they may stop trusting me. So take time to listen, let the person finish, then rephrase calmly. The other person feels free to speak and the conversation flows better. Trap number 3, not paying attention to my own body language. This can make others feel uncomfortable and it can harm the conversation. So my tip is to keep an open posture, make eye contact and use friendly gestures. Impact positive body language shows you care and it shows you are engaged. Last trap, not rephrasing or not clarifying what the other person says. This can lead to frustration or misunderstandings. Ask questions to clarify. When you rephrase and clarify, you show real attention and you show you truly listen. In conclusion, when you practice active listening, you build real connection. Apply these 6 tips, avoid these 4 pitfalls, and you will create strong trust. So now, what's the next step you will take?